Every time I'm always reminded that I am on a solo journey and that you literally cannot wait for people to do anything because you just can't. You just can't wait for people to do stuff. If you're ready to do something, do it. Please don't wait for anybody to do it. Like literally. I get emotional thinking about it because I know a lot of people wait for people to do stuff. And no, don't wait for nobody to do nothing. So hopefully this is a good angle. I should probably be facing the light. Oh, it feels so good. I probably should be facing the light, but I don't even know if my glasses are clean, girl. All right. I think we can get started now. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, counting down.
All right. All right. Okay. Now this is where the camera is, so it's a little tilted because of all the contraptions that I have on the phone. You should see it. I'll take a picture so you guys can see what I have going on over here. It's like a whole little contraption. I kind of wanted to go live, but it's like really early and I forget what time zone. Um, I'm not what time zone I'm in, and yeah. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl, to talk about what's going on the blogs. So I really don't have anything to talk about. I just yesterday I opened the app and saw that Malcolm Jamal. Like girl, I don't. I can't actually talk about that. Oh my God. That really makes me sad. Okay. All right. I'm not going to cry. Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away at 54 after allegedly accidentally drowning. It says, according to ABC News, the Costa Rican National Police claim Warner reportedly was caught in a high current in the water and was discovered Sunday afternoon. His official cause of death is asphyxia, a condition where the body is deprived of oxygen, leading to various degrees of injury, even death. Warner was widely known for playing Theodore Huxtable on The Cosby Show in the 80s. He also starred in Malcolm and Eddie and The Magic School Bus, and most recently he hosted a podcast, Not All Hood, which just dropped a new episode 3 days ago. We're sending love to all his family and fans during this difficult time. There's like 23,000 comments on here. I had just opened the app. I don't know. I was out and I opened the app and like I just started crying because Theo feels like a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like this was our brother growing up watching the Cosby Show. Whatever Bill Cosby has done does not take away the fact that the Cosby Show was a imprint in culture, and we all were there watching 8 o'clock, watching them and relating to them, and Theo and Vanessa and Denise and Rudy, and literally he felt like a brother. So when I opened this, I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, no, 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 no. This is not real. This is not real. And all I could say is I hope that, based on things that I've heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner, was never in any mess. Never any mess. We never heard about him being harmful or mean or anything, like nothing negative. I have never heard any negative stories about Malcolm Jamal Warner ever. And if you get down in the comments, let me know. I have never. And it always seemed like he was just a well-rounded, all around, just like a good person. And it's really sad that, it's tragic because, when we think about people dying, we think about them, dying of old age, dying because of a sickness. But an accidental drowning is just like, ah, you know. But all I can say is I hope he wasn't in any pain, and I hope that he was doing what he loved. You understand? Tracy Ellis Ross came down to her page and gave, posted. So many people are posting about him because he really has been a part of our lives for like 30, 40 years. You know what? I'm 30 years really. Um, 40 years really for some of us, depending on how old we are. You know what I'm saying? He's just a little bit younger than my brother. And it's just really, really sad. So I'm going to read some of the comments. I wish he could know that his role on The Resident inspired my 25-year-old become a cardiothoracic surgeon. My daughter was so happy to see a black man play this role. He's such a humble actor and an amazing character. Definitely gone too soon. This one hits different. Theo was me on TV. He was us, representing young black men and made us proud. It's like we lost a brother. Oh my God, not Theo. He seemed like such a nice guy. No scandal, no nothing. Somebody check on Regina. This hurt because we grew up watching him. My heart just dropped. Most memorable episode is when Denise made a Gordon Gartrell shirt. Oh man. R.I.P. Theo, aka Malcolm Jamal Warner. It's the allegedly for me. R.I.P. This just ruined my day for real. So sad. We all know how we come into this world, but we never know how and when we are gonna leave. Are you fucking kidding me? Not Theo. Yeah, it's really sad. Let me look in my nose, child. I don't have my nose. My nose is dirty. So hopefully this is still recording. Actually, I should be checking. Hold on, let me check. Okay. Okay, I have to check because yesterday I recorded a whole video and it was done. It stopped. The storage got full, and so it stopped. And I was like, I had filmed 30 minutes, so whatever. And it's so funny because I really just go off the cuff. I don't know what I'm gonna say, so I never remember what I said in relation to a story. But this is really sad about Malcolm Jamal Warner. So just sending love and prayers to his family, um, because he's a father as well. So shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner and his family. Very, very sad. Um, let's see. Another story that I wanted to talk about was Colin Kaepernick's longtime partner Nessa Diab confirms she's his wife. Do some research and adjust it.
Adjust it. I'm not Colin's girlfriend or roommate or whatever. I'm his wife. I know research and getting information is a rare thing nowadays, but let's restore some integrity.
Okay, some of the comments. Girl, what? I said, I guess the wife title carries some perceived weight somewhere. Her mouth is going to sink any potential opportunities her husband has. No. Somebody said, who cares? Why he ain't talking? First of all, who cares? Second of all, white folks got to research to find out if you're married. If you didn't make it known, that's your fault. He's been unproblematic and professional. I'm surprised that his wife is involving herself in Nicki Minaj's weird rants and beef. Y'all never announced it. I do recall y'all announcing a separation, though, and didn't hear any more after that. Chill, friend. Congrats on the new title. Damn. Yeah, and she also benefited from the settlement he received from the NFL. And she also supported him greatly through it all. She should benefit. You saying it like she was only with him for that. Be fucking for real. Like she said, she's his wife. Of course she should benefit. I'm saying stop talking about how bad the NFL did him and when he took the money. You want to bash someone, talk about the orange man who referred to her husband as a son of a bitch. But no, she wants to bash Jay, who did nothing but fight for him, who fought for him to get tryouts with the team. And you know what Colin did? He didn't show up. It's a selective outrage for me. God bless y'all union, but calm down, child. It's not like y'all made an announcement or posted a photo of wedding rings. Most women are happy to say that they're a wife. I'm sure media will refer to you as Mrs. from now on. Girl, it's weird that that's what she came to the front to get to straightened out. Like I said, I guess it carries some weight somewhere. If you ask the robots, the title of wife doesn't actually have a real high value in society. It doesn't. Outside of the context of a patriarchy, no.
Don't you find it weird?
So, Nessa, okay, girl, you're his wife. Girl, okay, girl.
Original.
Let's see. Let me see.
Someone tries to be shady, but
So yesterday I wanted to talk about this about submissive men, and had a I had a I talked about it yesterday. And hold on, let me see. I want to see. It's in my archives because here it is.
One thing I cannot stop thinking about. One thing I cannot stop thinking about is how if so many men weren't so naturally submissive, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't have ICE agents in our streets kidnapping people because there would be no men to sign up to do that. You know what I mean? Like, these men are so ready to dress up as their favorite video game character and go out in the streets and perpetuate harm for some sort of perceived glory by following the orders of the most powerful psychopath they can find. And that's how we get harm on scale. Because men follow orders. Men will do anything to have their hero's arc. And each man views that as something differently. But as we're seeing, a lot of men view it as causing immense amounts of harm under the direction of their leader. They'll do whatever he says.
And don't I always ask, like, when men are a part of a team and there's this one guy giving orders and he's diabolical and vindictive and evil, and everybody is so willing to take orders from him, a la Puffy, okay? Everybody's so willing and eager to take orders from him. And I know I say it all the time. If you want to learn how to submit, watch the way that men submit to other men. They are the most submissive, right? And they get upset when women aren't submissive because they know that they're so submissive. Because it's like, I can do what a man says. How come you can't do what a man says to do, right? And I say it all the time. Finish. Listen to her.
They'll do whatever they're told because they're submissive.
And that's why when you grow up, after you've been told all your life that you're smarter than these group of people, that you grow up and you decide to have him be the head of household, the leader, the protector and provider. But then you, for some reason, it seems like you wind up giving orders. You're the one giving the orders to him, right? And he acts like he always has to do something that you told him to do without, and a lot of the times you have to ask, like he won't do it until he is asked to do it. So you become the general and he becomes the private. But to your community, you are telling everybody that he's your HOH, he's your leader, he's your protector and provider, and you're actually the manager. You're actually the one giving the orders. Tell me I'm wrong.
And that is why we do so much harm in the world. I think that there's a portion inside of men, there's a piece of them that seeks out difficult situations, dangerous situations, because they think it's going to give them a chance to finally be a hero, finally be somebody, finally make daddy proud. And the rest just have to suffer about it, I guess. For the not all men crowd, Prove me wrong, please. I'm begging you.
Not all men, not for the not all men crowd. So then I also have a response to the not all men. And this is something that you can use and you can tell other women who come to the front and be like, it's not all men. I want you all to listen to this, the arsenic grape analogy, so that you can understand when somebody comes to you with the not all men quote, you can respond and you can have a great analogy to rebuttal, because this is the actual truth about the thing. So hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Not all men. Not all men.
Grape in arsenic for 24 hours. I have a bowl. I soaked this grape in arsenic for 24 hours. I have a bowl of grapes here that are regular old normal grapes. I'm gonna go ahead and get wild, and I'm gonna mix this arsenic grape that looks exactly like the rest of the grapes into the grape bowl. Uh-oh, I don't know which one is arsenic and which one isn't, and I can't tell the difference. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna reach in and get a grape, right? Because not all grapes, just one or two. I mean, just the ones that have touched the one that was soaked in arsenic now. But it's okay. Odds are, if you reach into the bowl and you are properly dressed and you are polite, you won't find the arsenic grape. Come on. Go ahead. What's your hesitation? That's so silly. It's like you're judging all of the grapes by the one arsenic grape that it's rubbed up against. That's rude. You're being rude. I'm offering you grapes, and you're saying you don't trust them because of one bad grape? Not all grapes. I'm so offended.
So there you are. Not all grapes. Not all grapes have arsenic, but are you going to spend your life picking through the bowl of grapes trying to find the one that is an arsenic while you kill yourself in the process, possibly kill yourself in the process? I know that sounds harsh and like, oh my God, Erica, that's so dramatic, but no, it's real. And when somebody tells you not all men, you tell them all of them are suspects until they prove otherwise. You don't start off with me trusting you. You have to build trust. You have to show that you're an ally to women. So that's what I wanted to share with you yesterday about men being submissive, and some of the comments from that. I want to read. I still got to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I really want to tell you that I'm not interested at all, um, because it's the same story. It's the same story over and over and over again, and I don't know how much we can say um, about it. Hold on, let's see. I want to read some of the comments from the Submissive Men post.
One thing I cannot stop thinking about is how if so many.
Okay, MAGA is the biggest pick me movement. I had an ex in the Navy explain drills to me, and it was like, so you did tricks for whistles? We didn't laugh. She ate, licked the plate, and then broke it. They call Trump daddy. Yeah, I agree with you. Women are known to question authority and think independently, not so much with men, I guess. This is why matriarchies were run by women as wise counsel, and men were there to support and carry out plans, protect the women, children, and um, but the women were the leaders. And I used to say this all the time. I would say they're not protectors and providers. They're supposed to provide protection for the real leaders, and those are the women that run council, and that is who they're supposed to protect. Your duty is not to protect in a way that the woman is dependent on you for protection, but it's almost like a private or some like a soldier almost, and they are supposed to be doing the work, not you. See, and in a patriarchy where everything is literally upside down, backwards, and contradictory, you are now programmed under the system to take orders from the person you're supposed to be giving orders to, and that you end up giving orders to, right? So it's like, I'm the motherfucking manager of this shit. I'm the maid. I'm the mule. I'm the mattress. I'm the maitre d'. I'm the mechanic. I'm the meteorologist. I'm the medic. I'm the one doing everything and then giving somebody orders. Do you ever see men managing and telling a woman, don't forget to get your pap smear, don't forget to get your mammogram, and making sure that she has her appointment? You don't ever. You could probably get in the comments and let me know. Have you ever seen that where the man is actually handling the family and the house manager and doing everything like that? Not really in America. I know that people see it overseas where men are actually the managers of the home and they're making sure everything, and it's not the woman running around, it's actually the man. So I don't know, I'm naturally submissive, and a man has a backbone. If the man, this is it, and the man that has a backbone is called soft. And when they stand up against a group, that's what they call each other, is soft, right? Because it, in an upside down world, if you speak against the brotherhood, you are now aligned with femininity and therefore weaker and therefore soft and therefore not as not the same as a man, right? A man is strong and he's going to stick to the brotherhood, and he's not going to um turn his back on the brotherhood and listen to women or treat women kind. And you can tell me I'm wrong, but a part of their testament to their manhood is how well they can get over on women, how well they can get a woman to become submissive, how they can get a woman, how they can dominate a woman, and then show all of their friends like, oh look, she submitted to me. And then you have those groups of men who know that they don't deserve that, and so they resent you, and but you have been programmed to comply, and they're resentful to you because they know you should not be under their leadership. They know that they are not a leader, they know it, and so they resent you for actually believing that they could be and choosing them. And that's where you end up with conflict in relationships, because he knows good and goddamn well he's not a leader. And then you have the men who take on those roles and they can't take it. They end up dying by suicide. They're taking all this stuff on, and they don't realize that the patriarchy harms them too. But because there is a gap there where they can find a woman to dominate and have them submit to them, that's the goal. That's the motivation. You understand what I'm saying? I hope my nose is clean. Hold on, I feel like it's running. Hold on, let me check the camera. Okay, it's still recording. It's still recording. I had to check it, child. All right, and so, and that's like Russell Wilson is another example where the men call him all kind of names because he went and got with a black single mother. Like, how dare you? That goes against the whole football athlete trope. You're supposed to be married to a white woman and this and that. So that all of that, they call him a simp. Like, it's literally when you treat women kind, they call you a simp. And the irony is, and I was telling this man this the other day, y'all have so much vitriol towards women, but you still want to stick your dicks in women. I feel like that's a person who is psychotic, a person who wants to put his penis in something that he doesn't necessarily like. I feel like if you want to have sex, you should have sex with people that you like. But a lot of men do not like women, and they only like pussy, so they don't look like, so they're not deemed as gay in society, right? They get their emotional needs met, they get some of their physical needs met by other men, but their sexual needs, in order not to come off gay in society, they get their sexual needs met by a pussy. Not by you, by a pussy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not you. You're just an object. That's why I say it's like a mattress, because he's just using your body to masturbate. There's no surprise where there's a correlation between heterosexual women not being satisfied sexually by a group of men, because they don't care about you. And I don't think that women are ready to hear that. Like, this morning on Twitter, somebody said, here, a lot of women are reaching that stage where they want to be loved right or left alone completely. No in between, no second chances. I said a lot of women need to understand that most of us aren't here to be in romantic relationships. The fact I really want that idea dismantled, that because you exist, that you are here and entitled to a romantic, intimate relationship with a man. Even after looking at the studies, looking at statistics, you still desire to be with someone that, even though the numbers tell you your partnership to them is not as valuable as you think it is, your connection to them is not as valuable as you think it is, and then how they respond. They don't like women. Men do not like women. I don't care. It's a very rare occasion do you meet a heterosexual man that actually likes women and honors women and respects women. If you are not an ally to women, you should not have access to women. And the way that these men talk, like, the first person that I thought about was academics. The fact that he was on a boat somewhere with some women tells me, like, you're just here because he has money and access and you feel like you can be seen around him. But there's no reason a man like him should be in proximity to a woman. He does not like women. He doesn't like women. And somebody answered this woman's comment and said, you notice how self-centered that is? I must get what I want or I don't want to play. You'll never be satisfied with yourself or your life if that's the approach. Focus instead on spending yourself to create the outcomes you want. Support and enrich a man. Cultivate a family and a tribe.
I just, girl, stop.
Enrich a man? Girl, please. Relationships in 2025 have become so transactional. They've always been transactional. You're not going to treat somebody nice who doesn't do anything for you. When a relationship starts from a place of give me something I want, the end is already in sight. First, learn to love the other right. No, no. And when you hear the way that men talk about relationships, it's always you needing to um, compromise your needs being met in order to meet his needs. What are these women doing in return for their partners besides complaining constantly on social media? A lot of men are realizing loved right has a dollar amount attached to it, right? Because love is fleeting, just like this person said on Instagram. Hold on, let me play this, which I loved this. And it's really sad because there's so many people running around in this world who truly believe that because they exist, they should be in a romantic, intimate partnership. Hold on, I want you to hear this.
Yes, heartbreak. Nothing at all, because I don't believe in heartbreak. Heart cannot be broken. I don't go to that point where I will be so attached to another individual. I learn not to be attached just because I have a relationship with someone. Because when you do that, then you become a slave to that individual. It would affect your whole being, especially your physical being. Because you'll start to age from losing all of that energy and worrying about things you shouldn't worry about. Have you ever been in love? I'm always in love. Being it the most powerful force in the universe, I'm always in love. However, like love, I'm fleeting. I don't stick around just because I love someone.
Right.
Remember, love is eternal. It's forever, so you can't lose it. Sometimes what we think is love is infatuation. That's not love. Love to me is the most powerful face in all creation in the universe. And love will always triumph. It will always be around, always have been around, always will be. What advice would you give to someone who is going through a heartbreak? Move on. Spirit is always forward, never backwards. Always move forward. Can I have your name?
Always move forward, never backwards. I'm always in love because love is the highest power. I'm always in love.
True, North Carolina. What did he learn from your
You're always in love, but love is fleeting. I don't have to stay attached to somebody because I love them or have love for them or feel love for them. I am love. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have to be in love with anybody or attached to anybody for a certain amount of time. This codependent approach to relationships has to also be dismantled. And I really hope that all of us are sharing these things with younger people so they have the tools that they need to know, especially girls. You're not entitled to have a romantic relationship just because you exist. And it sounds horrible because we are told to feed a fantasy. And a lot of women end up and men end up in really sad spaces because they have this idea that because they exist, they should be in a romantic relationship. And this is another video that I want you to listen to.
That we need to grieve the lack of available quality partners. No amount of believing I deserve better.
Okay.
Share your insight that we need to grieve the lack of available quality partners. No amount of believing I deserve better summons them. Grieving is not just having a sad.
No matter if you think you deserve it, doesn't mean that it summons the person to be with you. Right here.
It's a far more complex process. I see a lot of us, a lot of women in those first two stages of Kubler-Ross's stages of grief, which is an imperfect model, but I think it can be useful. The first two stages are denying this isn't happening. I'm in denial of the fact that something is no longer here for me. That person is gone. The lack of available healthy partners is not here. We don't want that to be true. So we go into denial about that. And the second part is bargaining. And bargaining is like, okay, well, I can fix it. There's something I can do to change that. And I see a lot of women in the bargaining stage.
I feel like Black women are always in the bargaining stage. I feel like, and I'm speaking in regard to Black women because I'm a Black woman. So I'm going to speak into that because I see it a lot. I see the bargaining stage. I see I can make myself better to be in a more, I can go to therapy. I can do all the things, read the self-help books, find a life coach. I can do all the things to make myself better. And it's like you make yourself better and you get the tools, and then you get in a relationship and somebody takes those tools and breaks them up. And then now you have to go start all over again and get yourself back because you're doing all the work to attract someone who has not done any work because they know that you're going to be available. Whether what it doesn't matter what he does or how he is, you are making yourself better for a group of people who are not doing the work to make themselves better. Now, it's true. I do see groups of men with their children, fathers with their strollers and doing things like that to change their image. But I truly believe that women, especially Black women, you should be hands off with trying to construct a positive image of a social image of Black men. That is their responsibility. You should be a hands-off approach to that and bargaining with them, thinking, because no matter what it looks like, straight, gay, or whatever, men are men and men use women as the source. They do, and they know it, and they know you are the source. But in a patriarchy, and that's why I always say it's the women who need deprogramming, it's because you have to know you are the source. You have to know you are the one that he is siphoning his energy from. You are very rarely getting anything off of him, from him. Very rare. And so you're bargaining all the time. I can do this. I can do this. Maybe if I do this, I tell you, hope, Black women's hope keeps that community running. And I'll let you finish hearing this woman.
Bargaining stage, I think, looks like, well, why is that? Let's figure out, let's fix the men, let's solve this problem somehow. And we cannot solve this problem because men have to choose to solve this problem. This problem is entirely outside of our control. The next two stages, after we come to terms with the fact that, oh shit, this is happening, and we're not trying to change that anymore, is anger and sadness. We might feel a lot of uncomfortable feelings about how this is our reality right now. But then that last stage is acceptance. What does life look like? If this is not available, what does a meaningful, rich life look like outside of partnering with men? Here's an
And I really, especially I feel like this really Black women, like, what do you see your life? How do you envision your life outside of partnering, being in a romantic, intimate partnership? Like, what fantasy are you trying to fulfill? And then this idea where I was just reading on those other comments, this thing is transactional. Of course it is. That's how we have all been raised from the beginning. giving, the first thing that pops into my mind is giving Valentine's Day cards in elementary school. What is that? What is that? What is that showing you? Give them to the ones that you like. Give them candy in exchange for you liking me. I want you to like me, so I'm going to give you something. And then men don't understand that when they get older and women are looking for the you're like, it's just a transaction. Of course it is. You're not going to, you don't, I'm sorry. There's nowhere in the world where you love and care for somebody who doesn't do for you. That just doesn't even make sense to me. So of course it's a transaction, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical. There's always a transaction happening, always.
Exercise that I want to encourage you to do with me right now. I want you to imagine that you go to bed tonight, you wake up tomorrow morning, all of the cishet men have just vanished overnight. And after a sigh of collective relief that we can all breathe, because now we feel safe in a way that we've never felt safe before, I want you to consider, what would you orient your life around if partnership is off the table?
What would you orient your life around if partnership was off the table? I think that's a great thing. And maybe you should use it as a journal prompt. Get in your journal and say, if you are a person that feels like, I deserve to be in a relationship, I'm entitled to that because I exist. I deserve to have a romantic, intimate relationship with someone. I deserve it. So, what would you do? How would you construct your life if that was not an option?
What would matter to you? What would you want to invest your time and energy into? What would you want to give birth to? The answers to the answers to those questions are so much more important and have way more value than trying to solve the problem with men. I would love to hear what came forward to you when I asked that question. Please stitch this with what comes forward for you when you imagine what your life would look like if it's not centered around finding and maintaining a male partnership. Put it in the comments. I really want to hear. Remember that grieving takes time, and it is a process. And so you might still find that you are kind of like in the la la la, this can't be true phase. Just stay with us. Stay with us.
And that's what it is. And I feel like a lot of women need to come out of that. And I feel like a lot of that trying to get, maintaining partnerships. I literally had to back away from a friendship with a male because I felt it was becoming very imbalanced. It doesn't matter the person's sexuality. Men are men. And if they can find a way to siphon from you without really giving you anything in return, it's time to reevaluate that. That's how I feel about it. Let's see, was there any other stories that I wanted to um, come from? This is kind of what I was talking about yesterday. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then maybe we can talk about the dynamics of the women's relationships. I don't know how. I mean, it seems like pontificating over these women's relationships is financially beneficial, I guess, because people love to talk about these women, even though it seems to be that every single person on the Real Housewives cast is a liar. A liar. And I feel like the last person that is telling the truth about situations is Kenya, and she's not there. So hopefully she'll be back next season. But anyways, that's all I had to say about this video. This was kind of me trying to talk about what cut off yesterday. So I wanted to get that out. So hopefully you were able to glean something from this video, and hopefully you can go to your journal today or tonight or whenever and think about how you would orient your life if you decentered um, the path to maintaining partnerships, romantic partnerships with men. Anyways, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.